Teeny Gamer here, and sorry if I do sound a little bit off. That's because I'm sick right now. I have a fever, but it will be over then by tomorrow as the time that I'm recording this. And I also recorded another video before I got sick, so enjoy that as well. It's, spoiler alert, it's Perilous. But, yeah, as y'all know, 2.7's data just got announced. So, of course, I am going to be discussing about 2.7. And I'm also going to be discussing about this event too, like I always do in my Genshin discussion videos. So, yeah. Spices from the West, it's an okay event. But the problem is, for the rewards, it requires you to invite characters from your teapot and feed them. Well, since the teapot function is not working right now, people can't do that. So, I feel bad for the people who can't even do this. I mean, it's free rewards too. Like, weapon materials as well. Like, weapon materials, Mora, gone. It's all gone down the drain. All you could get is the primos. I mean, which is not bad, but getting the other things too is pretty good as well. I mean, look at this. Weapon Ascension materials right here. Pretty good stuff. But if you do not have characters in your teapot, then you can't finish this event, which kind of sucks. Hoyoverse, please do an apology of this, because I feel bad for the people who can't even finish this event. But other than that, this event is okay. All you do is just feed food to your people in the teapot. But enough of that. It's time to discuss about 2.7. So here we go. So in 2.7, we have, well, we're going to be going in order. So we're going to be discussing about the Yulon Banner first. So the banner is pretty okay. All you get is Yulon, Zhao, which is phase 1, Rip, Kazuha, no Kazuha for this phase. And then phase 2 is Ito with Kokui Shinobu as the second phase character. So, well, if you want to get Kokui Shinobu, you gotta wait until the second phase, which I will after I summon for Yulon, because I feel like Yulon is probably going to be a broken support. So, of course, I'm going to be summoning for her and her weapon because I have 100% pity on the character banners. So, Yulon guaranteed. And as for Zhao, I'm going to skip him. I mean, if you already have pretty good DPSs, you don't really need Zhao. Zhao's just there if you really like Animo DPSs. So, there's Zhao. If you want Zhao, you can get him. And then Ito is a Geo DPS. Pretty good. Honestly, pretty good. Used in Spiral Abyss. Does a lot of damage. Good. And speaking of Yulon and Kokui Shinobu, it's time to discuss about them right now. So, Yulon is pretty interesting because she's just Xingqiu, but without the damage reduction from his Q. So, her stat progression is crit rate, and she only does 4 attacks. But if you have her on the field for 5 seconds, or if you, if you have her out of the field for 5 seconds, your charge attack will do AoE hydro damage. So it's basically just Ganyu's cryo AoE, but it's for Yulon. So, yeah, nothing really that interesting. And it basically does damage based on your HP. So if you build a full HP Yulon, you're going to be doing a lot of damage. But you, as well, you want to build her as a DPS. Sub DPS is probably the best way to build this Yulon. I would say just do a 4-piece Noblesse. Or 2-piece Noblesse, 2-piece Hydro is probably the best one. Or 4-piece Emblem of Severed Fate. You can do that as well. Which I will. 4-piece Emblem is probably her best build. So, yeah. But I might do Hydro, 2-piece Hydro, 2-piece Noblesse, because budget. So, yeah, but the optimal set is 4-piece Emblem. Budget is 2-piece Hydro, 2-piece Noblesse. So, yeah. And as for her E, it basically just lets her move faster, but you also do hydro damage while you're doing that. So think of Sayu's E. That's basically it. And if you have the breakthrough state, which is when she's off the field for 5 seconds, your lifeline will explode, which means that you could reset her E, or reset her breakthrough state. So basically, you're just gonna be doing even more hydro damage. Yeah, she's just a hydro damage support. And as for her Q, it's basically Xingqiu Q, but without the damage reduction. I really don't have to say anything else. It syncs up with your normal attacks. It syncs up with elemental reactions. She's just good. And for her talents are pretty good. Well, we don't really need to talk about the 25% reward thing, because it's just your basic passive. Kuching has that, so yeah. Kuching and Chongyun, I believe, yeah. And we're just gonna be discussing about the actual passive. So turn control, basically, when you have mixed elemental types, you basically get increased HP. So bring mixed elemental comps. Most likely you're gonna bring elemental types of 3 instead of 4, because you really want those elemental resonances for Yulon, so you could do as much damage as possible. So two pyros, hydro, and then whatever you want. I say cryo. Cryo's pretty good. And adapt with ease. So as long as your Q is in play, your active character will just do 1% more damage. It increases by 3.5 damage every second. So you basically could do 50% damage. As long as the Q is still up, you're gonna be doing a lot of damage. And basically, as long as your character is active and deals damage, you're just gonna be doing even more damage. So she is a support, a really, really good support. Better than Xingqiu? Debatable. But she is not going to be slept on. She is actually pretty good. And next, we have Kokui Shinobu. We're going to be discussing about Yulon's weapon later, because, well, we have to discuss the character first, right? So, Kukui Shinobu is a 4-star Electro Sword, and her stat progression is HP percent. So, you can already tell that she's an HP percent based character, so Hu Tao and Yulon. So, yeah. Basically, she just does your average 4 hits, like every other sword. And her E basically just makes an electro ring that deals electro damage. So you would get to heal and you get to do damage. So as long as you have a really high HP Kokui Shinobu, you're gonna be doing a ton of damage. So as long as you have HP, you're gonna be doing a ton. Same with her Q. Her Q is based off her max HP and does AoE electro damage. So it's basically Lisa but better, if I have to describe it, because her E surrounds her and it lasts for some significant time. And then her Q is basically just an AoE electro damage field, just like Lisa. So as long as you have a pretty maxed out HP Kukui Shinobu, you're gonna be fine. Honestly, I think she's probably gonna be really good. Yeah, she's probably gonna be a really good electro support. Better than official? Debatable. But yeah. Let's go over her talents. So, Protected Prayers is just basically just the Inazuma Expedition passive. What Kujo-Sara has. So yeah. Breaking Free. So, if Shinobu's HP is not higher than 50%, her healing bonus is increased by 15. So, as long as you're below 50, you're just gonna be healing a lot. And her E heals her anyway, so you're just gonna be healing up to 50%, or above 50%, so that you could get more of her passives on her E and Q. So yeah, pretty cool. And basically, her second passive is just an Elemental Mastery boost. Healing is increased by 75% of Elemental Mastery, damage dealt is increased by 25% of Elemental Mastery. So you can build her with HP and Elemental Mastery. So sucrose, but you don't have to heavily rely on Elemental Mastery. So yeah, that is basically Kokui Shinobu. Pretty good. 4-star. I will summon if I don't get Arataki Ito first and break by 50-50. So yeah. Anyways, onto her weapons. Onto the weapons that are gonna be featured here. So I am going to be going over Yulon's 5-star weapon before we get to the events that are about to be showcased. So here is Yulon's weapon on the screen. So it is Aqua Simulu. Okay, I need to pronounce this correctly. Aqua Simulacra. Simulacra. Yeah, there we go. Aqua Simulacra. Yeah, I'm just gonna be calling it the Aqua Bow for my sanity. So the Aqua Bow is a crit damage bow that is Yulon's weapon. And her crit damage growth rate on her bow is insane. 88.2% damage. That is insane. 88.2% crit damage. That is really high. You could basically just run a crit rate helmet and then just run this as a crit damage replacement for that helmet. So basically just do what you do with Hu Tao. Build her like Hu Tao. She's probably going to be doing a ton of damage. So her passive is the Cleansing Form. Increases her HP by 16% when the opponent's nearby. The damage dealt by the wielder of this weapon is increased by 20%. It takes place whether the character is on or off the field. So as long as you're near an opponent, you're going to be doing 20% more damage. Yeah, you're just going to be doing even more damage. Bow, broken. Enough said. And we're going to be going over the other stuff that's going to be happening in 2.7. So, of course, there's going to be a Kokui Shinobu Hangout event. So, a new Hangout event, which means more Primos. Yeah, more Primos! Pretty epic. You're going to see more Kukui Shinobu stuff. And next is the event Perilous Trail, which is probably going to be our 2.7 event. Just like our special events on the other versions. So Perilous Trail is probably going to have a bunch of lore and quests and stuff with voice acting. So this is probably going to be important. I mean, there's a Crown of Insight. Of course, this event's probably going to be important. But we get a new item, which is the Glowing Gem. And a new bow, which is Fading Twilight, which is what I'm going to be talking about now. So if I have to describe this in one sentence, it is Yulon budget bow. Or free-to-play Yulon bow. So all it does is basically just has elemental recharge as its level up stat. And you basically do more damage every time you switch. So as long as you keep switching, you're going to be doing even more damage. So the first time is 6%, after you switch it's 10%, and after you switch again it's 14%. And it takes place every 7 seconds. So thankfully, Yulon's going to be off the field, so you're just going to be doing even more damage. But honestly, I think the bow is probably more worth it to summon than this. As long as you have enough primos, then honestly go for the bow. If not, then this is a good substitute. So that is the Fading Twilight. Pretty good bow. And, well, Perilous Trail is just basically just our typical event. We're gonna be doing a bunch of stuff. We're gonna be doing domains and whatnot. And we're gonna be experiencing the story. So, yeah, that is basically it. A Muddy Bizarre Adventure is our next event. And it's basically just another one of those events where you just fight characters and then there's a gimmick to it. So, yeah, nothing really that special. Free primos, though, pretty good. And for the next event, we have Rhythm Games returning. So the Almighty Arataki Great and Glorious Drumalong Festival, say that 10 times fast, is a event that basically is just the lyre and the zither. I think I pronounced that correctly. But it's the lyre and the zither event, but it's for drums. So it looks like it's gonna be pretty hard, or at least it's gonna be more challenging. Because there is goods and perfects, just like rhythm games. So, if you do a perfect run, then congratulations! You can get the other rewards up here as well. So, primos, weapon essential materials, character EXP materials, and a new instrument. Pretty cool. And the next event we're going to be talking about, I think it's the last event here, is the... I think it's called the Core of the Apparatus. So it's just your typical, how do I describe this? It's your typical like weird event where you just do teapot stuff. So yeah, it's a teapot event. So there we go. And other than that, that is basically it. Surprisingly, it's not really that bad. 2.7 is gonna be chock full of content, so hopefully, well, people are focused on 2.8 because 2.8 got leaked, but 2.8 is probably gonna be better than 2.7, but hey, at least 2.7 has content. So yeah, sorry that you have to bear my really bad voice because I'm sick, but hey, at least I did a video and I can upload this and then relax. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. Like and subscribe. Do all that YouTube stuff. If you enjoy the video, like it. If you want to see more Genshin content, then subscribe, of course. Don't really have to say it a lot, but yeah, do those usual YouTube things. Comment down below, are you excited about 2.7? Because I sure am. I'm gonna be summoning for Yulon, so of course I'm not gonna be messing it up this time, just like I messed up the Ayato summoning video. I messed up pretty bad because I didn't separate the audio. But this time I'm gonna be prepared, so look forward to a Yulon summoning video. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this Genshin video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.